If you're a dad who believes your health, fitness, and body are a direct reflection of your overall personal development, and you've been chasing that lean, athletic, muscular physique, not just for yourself, but so you can become the best, strongest role model for your kids and lead them by example, then this video is for you. Because if you're like most of the dads that I coach one-on-one, you've already been putting in the work. You've been going to the gym, you've been eating healthy, you've even invested in personal trainers and workout apps. But despite all of your effort, you still haven't seen the results you want. You've been stuck spinning your wheels and you still haven't been able to unlock that lean physique that you really want. If that sounds like you, then this video is gonna be an absolute game changer for you because I'm about to reveal the exact same three-step data-driven protocol that I use with all of my private one-on-one clients. A real system that's built to melt fat, rebuild your metabolism, and optimize your body from the inside out. If you don't know who I am, my name is Elliot Serino, and I am a health optimization coach specifically for dads who are serious about getting lean, building muscle, and optimizing their overall health so that they can become the best versions of themselves and they can look and feel better than they ever have before. And ultimately, they can become that strong superhero role model that they want to be for their kids. I specialize in data-driven biometric systems, blood work analysis, high-level nutrition and training strategies, custom supplementation, as well as mindset and habits. And my goal for this video is simply to show you why you've been stuck and why you haven't been able to get the physique you truly want and what you need to be doing instead to finally break through and see real results. So without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, now before we get into the nitty gritty, I first need to cover who this video is for and who it's not for, just so we're not wasting anybody's time. So first and foremost, this is for dads who work hard, they provide for their families, and they are already making their fitness a priority in their life. I'm a dad. I've been a dad for almost 4 years. I've been doing fitness for over 10 years, and I take both fatherhood and my fitness extremely seriously. And I believe that every single dad needs to be fully committed to becoming the absolute best version of themselves. It needs to be a never-ending chase of always leveling up in all areas of life so that way they can be the ultimate leader and role model for their kids. And fitness absolutely plays a major role when it comes to your overall personal development as a man and as a dad. So my way of impacting the world in a positive way is helping only dads optimize their health and fitness, get into the best shape of their lives so that they can be the ultimate role model and leader for their family and for their children. Now, this is for the dads that, despite all the effort that they've been putting into their fitness, whether it's going to the gym, eating healthy, or investing in personal trainers and apps and doing different trendy fad diets they see on Instagram, they just don't have the body or the energy to match all the hard work that they've been putting in. And they seriously want to operate at their absolute highest level and lead by example at home. They want to be that ultimate leader and role model for their family. And so they're extremely serious about leveling up their physique and their health and fitness so that they can do that. Now, who is this video not for? This is definitely not for beginners. I'm going to be talking about some very high level advanced strategies. And if you're a beginner that's just thinking about maybe taking their fitness seriously and it's already not a priority for you, you haven't already been in the gym, working out, eating healthy, eating clean, I'm sorry, but this video is just not for you. And you can click off of it right now. If you're someone who just isn't willing to put in real work and effort, then this is absolutely not for you, because I don't believe in quick fixes or magic pills. I just believe in high level strategies and protocols to absolutely optimize every facet of your health, fitness, and your physique. And that requires some hard work. That requires discipline and effort, even a little bit of suffering. And if you aren't willing to put in real work in order to make this happen, then this is not for you. And this also is not for anyone who just isn't willing to invest in becoming the best version of themselves, okay? Anyone who is actually serious about leveling up in life and becoming the absolute best version of themselves understands that that's going to take some real investment. I've personally invested well over $100,000 into my own personal development, whether that's in fitness, business, mindset, or anything across the board, just when it comes to leveling up my life and becoming a better version of myself. And the dads that I'm looking to help have the same mindset. They're not wanting to cheap out and just get freebies. They're actually willing to invest in knowledge, information, coaching, and mentorships so that they can level up in life and become the absolute best version of themselves. Okay, so now that we've cleared that up and we've got that out of the way, we can dive in to why it is not your fault that you've been stuck spinning your wheels. Okay, you're not lazy and you don't have bad genetics. You've simply just been lied to by cookie cutter solutions. You've seen trendy fad diets on Instagram that you've tried, and these don't work because they aren't personalized to your specific body. You've hired personal trainers who give bullshit generic workouts because they aren't experienced, they aren't qualified, and they just don't understand what you as a specific person actually needs when it comes to your training. And you've also bought the apps that spit out one size fits all plans, and that's just never going to work, especially if you're actually serious about seeing real lasting results. There is no such thing as a one size fits all method that just works for everybody. What works for you may not work for someone else, and vice versa. And so you have to be very detailed to the numbers and the data and the variables, and you have to optimize every facet of your training, your nutrition, your hormones, and your supplementation, as well as your mindset, discipline, and habits in order to see real results that you actually want. And all these cookie cutter generic methods were not built for dads who are actually serious about looking, feeling, and performing at the absolute highest level. If you're a dad who's actually serious about looking, feeling, and performing at the absolute highest level, getting that lean, toned, muscular physique, and ultimately becoming the absolute best version of yourself in all facets of life, you're going to need a much more detailed, data-driven approach that's backed by real science and has real adjustments and optimizations every step of the way. So I first want to talk about where I was at before I discovered all of this. This was me. I had already been working out for years. I had already been eating healthy, or so I thought, but I didn't know how to actually optimize my training, my nutrition. I had never got blood work done. And so I was spinning my wheels, and I really was not happy with how I looked despite all my efforts in the gym. I wasn't happy with how I looked in the mirror. I had way too much fat on my body, and not to mention my energy was shot. I had brain fog, I had low energy, I had bad focus. I was always in a bad mood because I just felt like shit, I looked like shit, and overall, I was not in a good position when it came to my health and physique. And honestly, it wasn't until my wife got pregnant a little over 4 years ago that I started to actually take a look at what I was doing. And I started to say to myself that, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I need some help. Maybe I just need a more detailed approach. And that's when I decided to go all in on actually achieving the results that I had been trying so hard for years to achieve. So what I did is I decided to invest tens of thousands of dollars into mentorships and coaching, as well as certifications. I dove deep into learning about blood work analysis so I can learn how to optimize my hormones and my gut health and my brain function. And then I learned about high-level nutrition and training, macronutrients, micronutrients, progressive overload, how to actually program a training split in the right way that made sense for me. And then I also learned about advanced supplementation, how to put together an actual supplement protocol that aligned with my blood work results, where my body was at in that specific time, and then what specific goals I was trying to achieve. And after investing all of this money and time, I tested everything on myself. It was a lot of trial and error. I was cutting out what didn't work and refining what did. And eventually, I was able to make the ultimate transformation. I was able to burn all the fat off my body while building muscle and ultimately get into the best shape of my life. And not only was I able to look better and drastically improve my confidence, but I also felt better than I ever had before. I had better energy all throughout the day. I had better focus. I had eliminated the brain fog. And ultimately, I just felt like the best version of myself. I looked better. I had better confidence. I felt better. And it was just an amazing time. And it was just a total game changer for me. I felt like a completely different person. And what I was able to do from learning all of this information and applying it to my specific situation is I was able to package it into a repeatable system, which is something that I call the 3-phase biometric protocol. And this is the exact same system that I now use on all of my one-on-one coaching clients who are all dads and have all been able to get amazing life-changing results. So let's get right into it and let's dive into the 3 phases of the 3-phase biometric protocol. So phase 1 is the foundation phase. This is the metabolic restoration phase. This is where you optimize your hormones using blood work analysis. This is where you boost your metabolism and kind of reset your metabolism and digestion so we can start burning fat in a more efficient way and you can start heading in the right direction. Phase 2 is the momentum phase, which is the fat loss acceleration phase. Once you've restored your metabolism and you've optimized your hormones, it's time to accelerate the fat loss, which is going to allow you to achieve that crazy transformation. And the third and final phase is the mastery phase, which is lifestyle integration. This is where you lock in the systems that allowed you to actually achieve that crazy transformation so that you can maintain your progress for the rest of your life. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to dive deep into each of the 3 phases. So we're going to start off with the foundation phase. And this is the metabolic restoration phase. This is the most important phase. And without this phase, you will never actually be able to achieve your dream transformation. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of your body like a car engine. If the engine is clogged or it's leaking oil or it's running on bad fuel, then it doesn't matter how hard you step on the gas. And this is the problem with most dads. They're trying to drive harder with diets and workouts, but the engine is broken. Their metabolism is shot, their hormones are out of whack, and until they actually fix what's under the hood, they're never actually going to be able to achieve their goals. You have to be able to set the proper foundations by restoring your metabolism, optimizing your hormones, and eliminating everything that's getting in your way before you can actually see real results. This is just like my client, Chris, who was actually able to make this transformation in less than 2 months. But before he came to me, he was tracking his calories and he was going to the gym lifting weights, but he always felt bloated. He always felt tired and he was stuck at the same weight. He wasn't able to actually make any progress despite his efforts. So after he came to me, we were able to run his blood work. We optimized his hormones and digestion, and it was literally like flipping a switch. Once we were able to get everything under the hood in check and optimized, the results became automatic. So the way that this foundation phase works is you start by resetting your metabolism so that your body isn't fighting against you to lose fat. You run your blood work panels so that you can balance your hormones like testosterone, cortisol, thyroid, etc., so that your energy and focus can return and you can actually be set up properly to make real progress. And you implement the proper systems to improve your gut health and digestion so that bloating, fatigue, and brain fog are completely eliminated and are no longer getting in your way. As soon as you're able to actually get these things in check, your energy and focus are going to skyrocket. Your clothes are going to fit better. you're going to have improved digestion, and you're going to have less bloating and stress. And now you're going to be set up way better to actually make real progress and finally start seeing some results. So the key takeaway for phase one is until your engine is running clean and you've optimized everything that's actually happening under the hood, every diet or workout is going to feel like you're driving with the parking brake on. That's why you've been working so hard but seeing no results, is because what's happening inside your body is not optimized and it's not set up to be working properly. And you're basically just going to keep spinning your wheels, making no progress. Now, once we implement those things and we get all of that done, we immediately dive into the momentum phase, which is the fat loss acceleration phase. Once the engine is tuned, now it's time to hit the gas. This is where we build real momentum. And momentum is extremely powerful because it's going to take small wins and it's going to compound them into big, life-changing, long-lasting results. This system allowed my client Ulyser to make this transformation in less than 10 weeks. He lost 15 pounds of fat while building muscle. He was able to see his abs for the first time in his life. You can see his arms and chest are a lot more full and defined. And ultimately, his confidence drastically increased. And not only that, but he also felt better than he ever had before. And he was actually reaping the results from all the effort he had been putting in inside the gym. So in phase two, you need to use high-level nutrition strategies by leveraging macronutrients and micronutrients to just melt all the fat away. You also need to focus on strength training in the right way with the proper splits, the proper sets, reps, and rest times, and just the overall right approach so you can focus on building lean muscle mass so you don't just lose weight, but you can actually transform your overall shape. And then once that's locked in, you make consistent real-time adjustments and optimizations to both your nutrition and your training so that your plan can evolve with your progress so that you never stall and you never plateau. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow you to easily drop 15 to 30 pounds of fat. You're going to start seeing clear changes in the mirror. You're also going to start getting compliments from your wife, your kids, and your coworkers because of the crazy transformation that you're going to be making. And this is going to allow your confidence to become restored as the progress continues to compound. This is where you're going to start to not even be able to recognize yourself because of the changes you've made. You're going to be leaner. You're going to have more muscle. You're going to have that lean, athletic, toned look that you've been looking to get. And your energy and focus are going to be through the roof. You're ultimately just going to be looking and feeling better than you ever have. And after you're able to accomplish this, you're going to have to immediately transition to the mastery phase, which is the lifestyle integration phase. This is like putting your car into cruise control. Once you've built speed from the momentum phase, the key is not just flooring it forever. It's actually learning how to maintain it for the rest of your life without burning out. This is where you transition from stepping on the gas as hard as you possibly can to mastering maintaining your results even when you travel or you have different events. This is also where you master your discipline, systems, and habits so that you never have to worry about backtracking. The last thing we want to do is make a crazy transformation just to fall off and backtrack and end up exactly where we started. And then this is also where you're going to be able to lead by example. You're finally going to be able to show your kids what discipline and health looks like in real life. So the overarching point that I'm trying to make with this is that using a real data-driven system that's backed by both science and your biometrics is the only way that you're going to be able to get real, long-lasting results. Implementing these strategies will allow you to not only get lean and muscular, but also optimize every facet of your health so you can ultimately become the best version of yourself and you can become that strong superhero role model that your kids deserve. Now, if you're interested in getting one-on-one expert guidance with this so that you can guarantee your results and you can avoid all the trial and error, and you're just tired of spinning your wheels, and you want a proven plan that's customized to you and your body, all you have to do is DM me the word coach on Instagram for information on my health optimization coaching program. You can do this by clicking the link in the description down below, and we can have a quick chat and see if it's a good fit for you. I'll run your blood work and optimize your hormones. I'll build you a fully customized nutrition, training, and supplement protocol, and I'll coach you one-on-one every step of the way so you have real guidance and accountability so that you can ultimately finally drop the fat for good, unlock elite level and energy, and become that strong, confident dad that your family looks up to. So all you have to do is DM me the word coach on Instagram, and you can do that by clicking the link in the description down below.